name is Mike Hawco. I'm from McGregor, Manitoba. We're here with my 67 Camaro. Pretty much built it from ground up. When I got it in about 2006, it was basically a shell, and then started building it from there. And got a bunch of parts from Walker Auto Parts from Reg, and traveled the countryside with my kids a couple summers, just finding stuff here and there. And then a buddy of mine helped me paint it, and then there you have it. That's basically our family car. It's called my wife's car. So we all just have a lot of fun with it. A couple weeks ago we went out to Miles of Mayhem with it. My son and I drove it. We went 3,700 kilometers. We raced 5 tracks. We drove from McGregor, my hometown, to Saskatoon, which most people trailered there, but we wanted to drive our stuff because it was true street. And I made a hitch on the back, and we towed a trailer with parts and stuff that we were going to need. And because you can't have no support vehicles or anything like that. You just basically, what you have is what you have. You can borrow from other people, but you know what? I wanted to have everything, so we put a trailer hitch on the back. We got to SIR. We raced there at Saskatchewan, first track. Then we went to Edmonton and had a blast there. That was great. And then the next day we went to we went to Rimbey. We unfortunately didn't get to race in Rimbey because of the weather. Some mist settled in and we didn't get to race. And then we went to Medicine Hat from there, raced, and then we were back to SIR to race there for our last day 5 on the Friday. And then we left there, 7-hour trip home to McGregor. And then we jumped in the motor home, and then we headed up to Gimli to Interlake Dragway to race there. So we were racing 8 days in a row, just having a lot of fun. And then my boy, he drove the car up to the track and with the trailer and everything. And then he raced in cash days, Pat Willett has, and he took 3rd place that day in cash days. So it was pretty amazing to put on that many kilometers and then go home to our home track and then take a 3rd place. So it was pretty awesome. It was awesome. It was just great fun to do with the family. My wife was following in her 2019 ZL1 Camaro, so she was following with that. We got to race at the tracks together, and it was just a great fun. So racing's in our blood and our passion. That's what it is, and that's what we do as a family. There was a few breakdowns along the way for some other people. One of our buddies, he blew motor 30 kilometers out of Saskatoon. He was done, but a few others had transmission issues. They pulled the tranny out, replaced it. A lot of diehard guys on that Miles of Mayhem. It's a 1967 Camaro. It's got an LS in it. We converted it over. We did have a big block 496 in it, but it was starting to twist things a little too much, so we basically went with the LS just to simplify things. Basically turn the key and go. It's got a 4L60E tranny in it. Seems to be rock solid. It's been great since we put it together. It's one intake, some upgraded cylinder heads, headers on it. I just love it. You know what? We painted it. It probably took us about 4 years to gather everything, and we got it all together, painted. I had a 01 Volkswagen Jetta that my kids and we traveled to different towns and picked up parts here and there. Door panels one place, seats in another place, and it was a great couple summers that we spent together just traveling, finding parts. And then it went through a couple different motor options and stuff like that. We used to primarily just drag race this one with the 496 big block, but my wife kind of put a halt to that because it was starting to crack the paint and stuff like that, and our baby that we worked so hard on, it was getting wrecked. So we decided to, you know what, we're just going to hold off. And it sat for a couple years, and then we put the LS in it, and we haven't looked back from the LS. It was a great option to do. I have tons of support, yeah, and my wife said I'd never be able to get rid of this. I'd probably be gone before the car does. So, and I've got another truck at home that when my wife and I first got together, she helped me with that, and it's sitting in the backyard. It's an old square body, and she said, you know what, that can just sit there and rot. It's not going anywhere, so tons of support. I'm a car guy through and through. My dad, that's how he raised me. We were car guys right from go. And, from all the different vehicles I've had throughout the years. I've got a full-out 235-inch dragster that I race at the track all the time. My son, he's got a 91 Trans Am race car. My daughter, she's 14, she races. She's been racing for probably 5 years in a junior dragster. So, you know what, it's just in our blood. That's automotive, we're gearheads from go. So yeah, so there's some custom gauges we've done in there, odometer gauges, you know, put in the headliner myself. You know, stereo, we got automatic shifter, the shoehorn style. It actually came out of a 68, but I made it work for the 67. Factory style seats in it. Everybody says to go to a different seat. I just say, let's go factory. That's, they're not the comfortablest in the whole wide world, but you know what, it is what it is. You're in a classic car. It's a 1967, put up with it. Some parts you have to upgrade, there's no doubt about that. But some originality, like door panels and seats and center console, that's the bones of the car. That's, yeah, that's what I like.
How hard to make your own cage? Because doing much faster than 9 and 9 or 9 and 3 seconds for Ever.
No, we're into the bracket where we don't need a roll cage or anything like that, and I don't think I would ever put a roll cage in it. This is just a fun car. Go out to we're gonna try the Manitoba Gassers Association. We're gonna try their race next weekend at the Interlake Dragway. Dave Plessier is putting on a wicked show there. So we're gonna enter into that, and we just take to the track to have some fun, right? We've got our true race cars that run. My dragster runs a 765 in the quarter mile. My son, he's running a 920 in the quarter mile in his Trans Am. And my daughter, she's running 790s in her junior dragster in the 8th mile. So yeah, we've got our fast stuff in our trailers. This is just for fun, just to get out and have some fun with the family. A 1967 Camaro was what I wanted when I was a kid. And we found one, and I bought one, and now it's never gonna leave our family. So that's always what I wanted, is a 67 Camaro. That's the style. 67 is what I love, and you know, they stand out from the 68 and 69s. When you see a 67 rolling down, you know it's a 67 with the vent glass. That's I always wanted a 67, and I got it, and I'm never getting rid of it.